T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That's right. You are tuned in to the highest show each and every Thursday night. It is 2B1, brought to you by the Hayes Radio Network, and of course, my weed fell. 2B Blood Productions LLC. Tonight we are powered by North Atlantic Seed Company, winner, top seed bank, 2024 International Seed Bank. Check them out now, NorthAtlanticSeed.com. Use code 2BBlood10 for 10% off your entire order. So hit that shit up now. Now, tonight, we got it on and popping. Big show lined up. Of course, joining me, co-host T-Roy.
What up? What it do?
What it do, what it is, and we have our special guest of the evening. Legendary. A name that rings throughout the industry, throughout the community. His name is Chad Westport. And he is here live tonight on 2B Blood. So make sure you get on. You smash the like button if you're on YouTube, which honestly, if you're anywhere else like Instagram, Facebook, that's cool. But listen, the party is on YouTube. Trust me. Trust me on that.
Yes, it
if
is.
you want to join the chat, make sure you find us on YouTube at 2B Blood Podcast on all platforms. Type in youtube.com/@2BEBLUNT podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the highest place to be. Share that shit out. And we about to get on and popping. I got my weed in front of me. I gotta roll it up. I got the Dr. Dabber ready to go. I got the dabs ready to go. I got the can ready to go. Brand new setup. Same old shit. 2B Blood. Yes. Yes. I love to see it. Shout out Cat Snake Oil in the house. Enchanted Grow Culture in the house. Kind Buds. Legal Alien. Bruce Goofy Growing. Oh. We gotta fix that real quick. Hold on. I gotta do something real fast. Take it over, T-Roy.
Yeah. Just going off the rails now. What up, everybody? All the people. Can't really see your comments until Peasy starts blowing them across the screen. But what up, what up? Glad to see y'all. Uh-oh. Peasy done froze, man. Peasy done froze. What everybody's smoking on tonight? I got this stuff called Lotto Pop. Shout out the plug. Peasy, you unfrozen, finally. There he is. He doesn't have his headphones on. He's doing great.
As I was. My bad, yo.
You can't leave me to run the show unscripted like that.
I'm sorry. When I changed everything over to the new setup, I clearly forgot to plug in my laptop battery. So it was about to go down, so I had to sneak under the table and turn that shit on. Oh, now I look crazy, like a shade of pink. My other light's out. It's fine. Fix it later. Who gives a fuck? As I was doing my shout-outs, goddammit. Tyler Henry.
It looks real ominous with Halloween coming up.
I know. It looks kind of weird, honestly. Anthony Rafferty, Grateful Nerd, Chef Buds in the house, Grateful Canada Solutions, Canada Alicia, the big-time homie. Shout out for making our videos every week and keeping us popping. Adam Wall in the house. Mod Squad awesome. Positive vibes. Oh, man. L Grateful content. It goes on and on and on. I don't know what that was.
You missed it, PZ. I was announcing what I'm smoking on tonight.
Oh, what are you smoking on?
The stuff called Lotto Pop.
Lotto Pop?
Yeah.
Like a Lottie Pop from the Lotto?
Yeah. Shout out the plug.
Word, yo. I gotta turn this light on. It's gonna drive me crazy. I got this aura of pink.
Take it away again, T-Roy. Don't mind if I do, Peasy.
I need the other half of my face lit.
So, chat, you guys. I don't know if anybody's been to Salem, but picked up one of these I got stoned in Salem lighters. Loving it. I got a t-shirt as well. My fiance grabbed a sweater, and then I picked up a lanyard. Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy.
So much better. All right, I'm ready to go now.
Look, hey.
You did get stoned in Salem this weekend, huh?
Boy, did I.
Aren't the dispensaries in Massachusetts so much better? So much better.
I didn't go. I actually hit up the plug the day before.
Fucked up. You fucked up, bro.
No.
Not only are they a million times better than Connecticut, they're cheaper. So
that's what I heard, but I picked up a QP for a ridiculous price. So, yeah. But what was crazy about Salem is me and Haley went to this place called Which Side Tavern, and it was in between tours, so we decided to go grab a drink and something to snack on or whatever, what have you. And I was like, you know what? By the time we're done here, we're gonna have like 15 minutes before we have to get to the next spot. So, how about we just burn something on the way there? She's like, yeah, it sounds like a plan. So I am literally outside at this restaurant at the patio seating, literally packing up a cone while the waitress lady comes over, brings us our drinks and our appetizers, and I kind of just, did want to, I didn't know if I was
I was rolling up. My bad.
basically. But I don't think she paid attention, nor do I really think she cared. But that was cool as shit, packing up at a restaurant in Salem.
It's the way to do it, man. And Massachusetts is like a whole new spot, yo. Lady J will tell you she's from there. It's totally different from Connecticut. Totally different.
Dude, I love it up there.
We gotta smoke some weed. That's first thing. You lit the blunt before we even like played a song, before you did anything. You like jump the gun.
I know. I'm sorry.
So why don't we just do a quick thing here? We're gonna,
Hold on. Let me just do this.
no, it's not necessary. It's not.
It's done,
totally
PZ.
necessary.
What's
all
done
right,
is
all right.
done.
All right, I'm gonna do a dab because fuck it.
Shout out my boy, the mortician from the Pack Alert. He's up in the chat right now. He does. If you're into sports, follow him up. He does like all sorts of crazy sports podcasting as well. Shout out the homie. I rocked with him on a stage actually for Tyler's second album release party, where we had the legendary Smoke Dizza in the building.
Smoke Dizza. We gotta smoke this weed real quick right now. Right now.
Shout out the mortician, yo.
Shut the fuck up! Grab your weed, grab your concentrates, grab your edibles, whatever you do to get to that next level. Let's get ready to smoke it if you got it. Hey. All right. Hey. Let's light this shit up. Let's get this thing popping. Hey. Lift off, that's right. Lift off. Lemon Lover says, come to the Great Barrington Dispensary. We'll hook you up. Shit. Sign me up. Send me a DM. I'll be there in no time. Give me the address. Grab your weed, grab your concentrate, smoke it if you got it. We like the big fat blunts, fucking TV blunt. The kush stay smoking and I'm really don't front. Easy light up the blunt. All the stoners they know that his very favorite strain is fucking GMO. As he pumping, everybody laughing at him. A devil feeling. Yeah, there we go. Gonna go and pack one that's the highest. Rip it, Peasy. You already know. Don would usually be out here telling me to calm down. Take it easy. Grab your weed, grab your concentrate, smoke it if you got it. Hey. Grab your weed, grab your concentrate, smoke it if you got it. You got a fat, loud back, better smoke it if you got it.
Shout out Minnesota, we finna win this game tonight.
Grab your weed, grab your concentrate, smoke it if you got it. Yay. Shout out to the Vikings. T-Roy's team. God damn it. Sit before you rip. That's what I keep fucking up. I don't do that shit. Sit before you rip. I like that. What up, Ganix? What up, Ganix? The Garden Cultivator Network. Shout out. Then they had their first show last night. Couldn't make it, but I'm going to watch the replay later. I love this shit. I'm fucking lit. I got this. Look at this fancy shit I got for it. Look at this for Don. Oh no. Look at this shit. You're gonna love this. Ready? Look at this. That's right. Can. All right, there we go. I'm gonna smoke one more fat dab. Uh-oh. Where the Vikings had at?
It's on order. It's on order tomorrow. I'm ordering it tomorrow.
The fuck is that wrangling thing on your head you got now? That's not Vikings.
It's all an buffet hat.
You got a zebra print going on.
This is
we got a fat, loud pack.
This is Lil Wayne's first hat release.
Grab your weed, grab your concentrate. Man, yo. What the fuck is that, yo?
So this is hat.
Yeah. I got the weed sweats.
So
The dab sweats.
Everybody that knows me knows that Lil Wayne is arguably probably my favorite rapper of all time.
Yup.
So when his clothing line came out, I got like heavy into it. You know what I mean? So this was one of his first hat releases. So I grabbed that, and then I had to grab the pink one. You know what I mean? Because I got
Yep. All right. I like that.
Pink John.
I like that.
I had a
That's
couple more, but I
fancy,
lost them.
bro.
But yeah, I have a hat thing and a sneaker
It looks
thing.
like some Bengal stripes to me, dude.
Not around here, partner. Not around here.
Not around here. Fresh off the Salem trip, man. That's fucking dope. I've always wanted to go to Salem on Halloween. We're big Halloween people in this house. We really are.
I'm telling you right now, like you gotta go.
Yeah. I got weed all over my desk, yo. I should be, honestly, truth be told, yo, I was supposed to be in fucking, where'd T-Roy go? Oh, shit.
Sorry, my buddy showed up to the house and he walks in the room and now the dog's going nuts and I was trying to mute it and take care of it like outside.
I was supposed to be in New York City tonight, truth be told. Truth be told. It was actually, it was a very depressing day. I should have been there. And I was supposed to go to the concert. And then that didn't end up happening. I ended up hurting myself. My fucking knees all messed up. I tell you what, ever since my birthday the other week, bro, I feel like my body's broken down. Broken down. Like falling the fuck apart, yo. I'm just like, my back hurt when I turned 40. My knee hurts 2 weeks later. I can't handle my fucking edibles no more. Chef Buds dropped off some fucking brownies for me the other night. And I had a quarter. I don't even think it was a quarter. I had a little less than a quarter of a piece of that brownie. And next thing you know, I was asleep on the fucking couch, out, wasted the whole night. It was gone. I don't even know what time I just fell asleep. It was bad early, yo. Done.
Dude, when we smoked so much weed while we were in Salem, dude.
What else you do in Massachusetts?
Well, yeah, that's true. But we like smoked on the way up. We smoked on the drive into Salem because we met at my boy's house. Free parking at my boy's house, so like that was dope.
Ooh, free parking.
Free parking at the train station too, because I didn't know where to stop to pay for it. So I just
probably realized though, like Salem at this time of year is a fucking hot spot. Like it's tourist crazy. There's thousands of people there at any given day. It's fucking nuts, all because of like witches and hocus pocus. like that's literally like it. Like
dude. There's this one store. It's a coffee shop / store. Those who follow me on Instagram saw the post, but it's called Black Craft. Okay. And it's like a clothing line basically, and they have their own little brick and mortar, but it happens to be in one of the older banks that was in Salem, and we're talking like old bank. Back in whatever's big ass vault. But there's actually a little coffee shop.
Ooh.
In the cut, all the way in the back that you got to get a reservation for.
Ooh, damn! You gotta go to a reservation to go to a coffee shop. That's fancy. Yeah. They better be selling weed at that bitch too,
bro. People start lining up outside that store at like 9 a.m.
for the coffee.
No, for just the clothing. But if you get a reservation to the coffee shop, you get automatic access and you get to skip the line into going into actually shopping around.
I've never heard of this place.
So I was like, bet, like that's cool with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went in, got our coffee. Shit was cool as fuck. And then we came back.
Super overpriced. I feel like something like that would be expensive as fuck.
So here's the thing. Everything in Salem is expensive because it's Salem. Right. You know what I mean? At least everything in Salem Center.
Good point. Yeah.
So if you go into it knowing that you're going to spend a lot of money, it's really not that bad in terms of tourism pricing. I mean,
you got out pretty good because you didn't bring the kids. That's why. If I'm like, I can only imagine going with the whole family. Jesus Christ!
If you've never been and you have kids, do not bring them on the first go around. It's not even a dickhead. It's a dickhead thing. It's
not Disney World.
Kind of get an idea of where you're going and what you want to do.
Yeah.
Not everything is kid friendly. 2, not everything is stroller friendly. If you've ever been to like New York City, it's kind of the same thing. You know, I mean, it's real small, so like not everything is stroller friendly. You know, kids can be assholes, so they, you know, what I mean, it's tough. So go
Yup.
there for a weekend, get your bearings, and then once you've got it all figured out, then bring the kids and make it a weekend thing. But dude, I'm telling you, it is so much fun. I had a blast.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear. I always
Yeah.
wanted to go. My wife's big Hocus Pocus like movie fan too. Like another reason why I've always wanted to go, but just like it's never panned. And now with the kids being little, it's like, oh fuck, you know, doing anything is honestly hard at this point. You know,
Me and
I'm
Haley picture in front
I can get stoned for an hour a week with you guys. You know?
right, dude.
You
Me
know
and
what I
Haley
mean? Like, it's crazy.
in front of town hall where one of the spots that was in Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
We got a picture right in front of there.
Ooh, that's dope, yo.
And then Allison's house, got a picture of Allison's house.
Shit. All right. My man,
Yeah.
the whole experience going on.
Oh, it was a blast, bro.
That's what it is, yo. That's what it is. I had like an epiphany today, and I decided that I needed to do something spontaneous like this. So I went and I switched up the whole fucking gimmick, and I put the tent behind, because now I feel like with the growing going on, we can fucking pop in the tent during the show and check out, let people know that, hey, I'm fucking up, you know, left and right. I'm sure that's going to be the case. It's cool, whatever. But like a different perspective, and it feels. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. It's a nice tent behind me. I feel like this is a nice look. I don't know. And let me know in the chat. I gotta know what's going on. I'm feeling like it, you know. But I don't do change well, and that's my whole thing. Like the fact that this even happened today is crazy to me, because I just, between my ADHD and just my indecisive ass being Libra, like I'm a fucking hot mess express. Choo-choo. Like just no.
Where the fuck am I gonna sit when I come there?
Right here next. We would,
I'll,
you know, at this point we would pivot the table a little bit, and then we would just be sitting on both sides. Bang, right there. Anyways, I would feel like I'm just getting mad stoned, yo. Mad stone from the dab is like marinating in me right now. So I know our guest Chad is waiting backstage to come on the show, and I don't want to wait too long, because I know there's a lot of people who are here to see the man, the myth, the legend himself here. So we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go nowhere. When we come back, Chad Westport on the highest show around every Thursday, 2B Blunt. For International Cannabis Awards Best Online Seed Seller, and offering more than 2,500 strains from over 50 of the industry's best breeders, North Atlantic Seed Company is your one-stop shop for quality genetics. From U.S. elites like Ethos, In-House, Exotic, and Humboldt Seed Company, to international greats like Barney's Farm, Dutch Passion, Mephisto, and Fast Buds, North Atlantic Seed carries a thoughtfully curated menu of photoperiod and auto-flowering genetics designed to accommodate every budget. They are a woman-owned and family and friend-run passion project whose vision has been to take care of their customers. That means unparalleled customer service that is responsive and cares. It means the fastest shipping in the U.S. and loads of quality freebies with every order. And above all, it means an integrity that is unrivaled. So check out North Atlantic Seed Company at northatlanticseed.com.
Warning. Watching this show might give you contact high.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
It's To Be Blunt with PZ.
Yes, indeed. 2B Blunt 10% off your entire order at northatlanticseed.com. They got holiday boxes they're rolling out from anyone from Mephisto to Dirty Bird, and there's the dope collections of seeds you can get. Make sure you check them out. These are limited releases for the holiday season. You don't want to miss this shit. So, T-Roy, are you ready?
I'm never.
That makes me a little nervous. Because you better be ready. Because it's time.
I'm ready.
Bring it. The man. You've seen him all over Instagram, YouTube, podcasts. He's written articles, magazines, websites. I mean, it's like a jack of all trades. Not only that, a grow expert who's worked in from anywhere from large facilities to now focusing on helping home growers achieve great results. He's got his own YouTube channel, and there's a lot to talk about here. Let's bring him on. He is Chad Westport. Chad, what's up, brother?
What is good, guys? Stoked to be here. PZT Roy, what is shaking?
Yo, that beard is incredible.
Thank you. This is the not touched for a month beard. So
I recently had an episode where I lost my beard, and I was on track to be just like that, and now I'm reminiscing.
Not anymore.
It gets a little tricky with like the walrus bits. That's the first thing I had to do when I came home because I didn't bring anything to shave.
Wait. What the fuck are the walrus bits? Now, sorry, I have to ask because as you can see, I don't have the capability nor the genes to grow something as righteous and majestic as what you are possessed right now on your face.
So it's all like the hangovers that like touch your lip and like just really start to fuck with you because they are the most annoying thing on the planet when it comes to facial hair. I actually had to shave mine the other day. I'm getting close, but yeah, dude, it's the worst.
They're the ultimate flavor saver. You can't drink or like eat anything without it getting on there. So you just know after every bite, you gotta hit it with the napkin.
Yep.
That would drive me crazy. Not only that, I'd probably look crazy because I would get high and not even think about wiping the whatever the fuck they're called.
Eating cereal is the worst.
Dude, how do you eat anything that involves using your hands? Burgers, tacos, burritos.
That's all. I could deal with all that.
Grinders.
For some reason, cereal pisses me right the fuck off every time.
What I can't even relate. Like I don't know what it's like. You know. Sometimes I wish like I could catch cereal somewhere, but like it just ends up on my fat ass instead, like right here. You know, that's where it ends up landing.
It's the catch, man. Never wear white.
No, you see this? This is it. This is, I mean, you ask how many times has anybody on this show seen me in something other than black or gray charcoal, something along those really dark tones? Like never. You never will. Why? Because the camera adds 10 pounds. I don't need any extra help. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm going for here. I need everything to work as much with me as possible than it is against me. And trust me, I walk into this with a handicap.
For those that do wear the white shirts and you're messy, hack the system, make your own tie dyes. Like wear it, mess it up, tie dye it, call it art.
Oh, dude,
same thing works with sneakers, dude. I have a pair of white sneakers that just are shit, and I can just customize them and then make it not shit.
There you go. You're like, no, dog, this is custom.
Who would have thought that that's how it was going to end up, you know?
Listen, he's very right. No wonder he's an educator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're learning. I'm learning already. These are brand new terms I have to learn because I don't have the experience. You know, I literally have like baby face. Like this is it. Like
in the words of Fredro Starr, do the knowledge.
Yeah, that's right. There's no knowledge that's going to help me. Trust me. You would need some magic and a miracle to make that shit go.
Go to Salem.
Positive. I bet you if anybody could do it, it's Chad, because Chad can make anything grow, right, Chad? You could probably help me out here.
I could try, man. I actually, before I learned how to actually really grow, I killed a cactus. Like it took me 2 years, but I did. I've killed a cactus, so I did not start this thing with the green thumb.
They always say like if you can keep a cactus alive, like that should be the easiest thing to start with. Like you killed the fucking cactus.
I did. I got to see one flower on it, but I killed it. And then I decided to learn how to grow a few years later.
what is what made you go from cactus to cannabis? That's what I want to know.
Dang, man. Like, just the ability. I've always been like a consumer since I was an early teen. I've been consuming it. Living in the Pacific Northwest, I kind of got spoiled, particularly in the 90s. I do not know what brickweed is. I've never seen it. The worst I've ever seen is Beasters.
Wait a second. Whoa, time out. Let me cut you off real quick, Chad. All right, let me ask you a question, Chad, because you just told me on Soundcheck that you went to Mexico.
I did.
Now,
I just got back.
I've been to Mexico, and I can tell you that if you got any kind of weed from there, it was definitely brick.
No, I got good friends. I've got good friends down there, so not even there.
I need to get the contacts, before my next trip. I gotta find out.
No. We should find some and just give it to him, because if we had to go through it, then so does he. This is fucked up.
All the stories of breaking apart with the crowbar and cutting your piece off with the hacksaw. Like, I am lucky to not know that. Beasters wasn't exactly a joyride, but it was better than brick.
Yeah, when Beasters came around where we live, where I grew up, dude, it was like a sensation. And then Piff hit the scene not very far after that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you guys got the lucky East Coast flavor going on over there. There's a lot of stuff that hit the East Coast that's huge on the East Coast that's never really been out on the West Coast or hit really hard. It's kind of crazy how regionalized the whole like cannabis thing is, really.
It really is. Like, you will find like the East Coast, like back in the day, like we were all like haze and sour. That was like our big thing, right? And the West Coast was doing Kush and those kind of things. And we were and it's totally different. And the Midwest had something different. The South was smoking purple, whatever, because all their shit was purple. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it's funny to follow trends too, because now with legalization is much more open. Genetics and stuff travels easier. But there's, I remember like GMO is a classic example for me that sticks out in my mind, because it didn't really hit until like the late 2010s out here in Washington. And, I start talking about it. I'm like, this stuff is good. And I talked to friends in Michigan. They're like, bro, we've had this for like 8 years already. What are you talking about new? So it's
amazing how that goes. And all of a sudden, you catch up, and then next thing you know, the South is smoking the East Coast stuff, and then vice versa. And like every year, it's like every 5 years, you get like a whole different brand of something going on, in all the regions.
It's good to switch it up. It's kind of cool, particularly out here on the West Coast. Like, we're now starting to get more into like the sativas, a lot more of the piff stuff, a lot of the hazes. Like when I go to Amsterdam, haze is what we go for, like the haze and the White Widow, because they do it right. They let it flower as long as it should be. But on the East Coast, you guys got it locked down. West Coast, we're still pulling it like week 9.
No, but you're not gonna find great Kush strains out here a lot. You will find, if you can find a good craft grower. But I'm talking like if you go to like a dispensary, we'll put it this way. I'm not saying anything about home growers. We grow everything up here. But like you go to the dispensary, it's very like you're not gonna find like the Khalifa Kush a lot on there. Like stuff like definitely is West Coast exclusive. We don't really see a lot of that stuff over here. Which sucks, because I wish there was more widespread, because then you're like, oh, now I gotta go all the way to fucking California to try this shit, because you gotta try it. You know what I mean? Anytime there's something good that comes out, you're like, oh damn, gotta get my hands on it somehow. But damn.
Dude, the old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Right.
That's
exactly.
A pun, man. That's a dad pun.
And everyone's just playing catch up at this point. We're all learning, we're all going through. And it's pretty dope, man. I love it. The cannabis culture is amazing, which is why I've been so drawn to it. It's not just because it's always cool to smoke weed. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just like, it's everything. Medicine, recreation, doesn't matter how you use it. There's benefits regardless. Even if you don't even use it for like that reason, you're still getting the benefits, which is, it's something that's crazy to me. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm huge on the medicinal side. Like, that's a lot of the education I like to do. I've always talked with a lot of older people, seniors, because they could probably benefit the most from it, and they don't know it. And they're also the ones that are most like brainwashed by reefer madness. That's kind of a good thing about a lot of like the studies and stuff coming out. But it's also mind blowing that it's a lifestyle. Like, cannabis is actually a lifestyle brand. And this was, I mean, when, you know, a lot of us were doing it, it was illegal. You didn't even talk about it. There wasn't what lifestyle brand you're advertising it. What, like, really? But that's where we've come. And that's fine. I mean, start the conversation, popularize it, get people talking about it, educate them. That's how we overcome a lot of this just garbage, you know, reefer madness. But yeah, it's a lifestyle brand now too.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, you probably experienced a lot of that coming up, you know, because I mean, you said you started growing a cactus and you switched over to weed. Like, when you know, was that always like a thing? Like, you were just like, oh, I want to grow weed, you know, or was it just like, did you start smoking weed at a later age and decide, let me try to mess around with it?
Right. You know, I was younger when I started it, but being in Pacific Northwest, I always knew somebody who was growing. Like, I've been into skateboarding. I was sponsored for skateboarding. You know, I was into music. I was a professional musician. So, like, good weed has always been around.
You
I
don't
never
skate.
really had the need to grow it.
I want to know more about your music days. You said you were a musician.
Yeah, yep. So professionally trained. I actually went to school for audio engineering. But early days I was in bands. So like 90s. Is that where you get the good compression from? Because I love your mic setup.
Oh,
But,
thank you. Yeah, I'm a stickler for audio.
Okay. I enjoy it. Yeah, early days, you know, I was in so 90s Seattle area. That's when grunge was blowing up.
Hell
All
yeah.
these bands. So there was a teen center on the east side, and that's where me and my buddies kind of got assigned, maybe by juvenile courts, to do some time and donate and help out. And so we were always there, like working the doors and just like doing crowd, you know, security or whatever. But that Seattle had a teen dance ordinance. So unless you were 18 or over, there was no place to go listen to music. There was no place to like dance. I mean, it wasn't quite footloose, but you couldn't see any bands. So all the Seattle bands would come over to this little suburb and play at the YMCA. And so like at a very early age, I got introduced to a lot of the bands that kind of blew up later. And so I was in bands and I was in like punk bands, but then it got to a point to where the other three people weren't as motivated as I was. It was hard to like get stuff going. So I'm like, I want to be a DJ. And then DJ producer. So for like the next 10, 15 years playing around the coast and couple other destinations.
I feel like we should be like best friends at this point. Like, I feel like I'm just mimicking my life as it goes through. Holy shit, I got like goosebumps. It's crazy.
That's awesome, man. I love meeting another audiophile. That's
man. I did the band thing. I went to the audio engineering school. I did all that shit. Like I was, man. And then I was a DJ. I had the whole DJ setup. I was DJing during quarantine and shit on like Instagram. Like I had a whole deck and everything. I was fucking. I tried everything.
Did you ever use Serato?
Yes, that's exactly what I used. That was it.
So I'm one of 4 people that helped develop the hardware side of like the support of that program. I worked for Rain, which was based in the US. Serato was our software partner. We built the hardware, they built the software. And yeah, for a long ass time, that's what I did. It was just support that product and help develop the next generation of it. So that's badass, man. That's
I love that. I love that. So then you were DJ, like you went through all these phases, and now you've landed here as a in cannabis.
Yeah. Well, crazy enough, like my entire life, skateboarding, music, and weed has been there. When I was younger, I was sponsored for skateboarding. I got a little bit older and music was my thing. You get into the bars, you play the bars. Now I'm just like too old to be a sponsored skateboarder because I break, I don't bend. Music, I'm like, turn it down. So weed, that was my last option, man.
Sponsored by with skateboarding.
So there was a company called Ulterior Motives, very small company. But if have you heard of like HO Water Sports? They built water skis, they built wakeboards, really big in the 80s and 90s. One of the tooling guys there took that same kind of technology and was building carbon fiber, fiberglass foam decks. And I was their first rider, and I did a lot of the R&D for them. And right as we got it kind of like where I wouldn't break 3 boards every session, he sold it. He sold the design and everything to a company called LibTech. and LibTech makes snowboards. They then started making skateboards. And so that's where it turned out. So Ulterior Motives was the company there. And then I was a flow rider for Earth, which was a company started by Chris Miller in the 90s. Yeah, right. So, dude, flow just basically means you get free stuff. You're not really paid for it, but you show up here and there and you get the free stuff. It's kind of like you're the billboard. So I'd always have Earth clothing on wherever I go.
I
used to ride the libs.
I tried to get so hard into skating, and I did for a little bit, and then I hurt myself playing baseball, so I couldn't skate anymore. And then once I healed from that injury, it was all done. I had nothing left, and I gave it up. I tried one. I went for a 360 flip, rolled my ankle, and I was laid up for 2 days, and I was like, I'm all set. You guys that's all you.
Yeah,
I did not try. For obvious reasons, I had decided to go the pro wrestling route instead. If I was going to hurt myself, I was going to do it in front of people for whatever reason. Who knows why I would want to do that, but that was what happened. But at skating, listen, I'm already clumsy enough, man. I got 2 feet, I trip over. What am I going to do on a board? You know.
And the shitty thing is, I started getting pretty decent too, and it just.
I went to California and I started trying to ride, they have the scooters you could buy, like the bird scooters and shit, like all those shits. Bro, I literally had like a panic attack on that fucking thing. Like it took me a bit to get like used to that shit. I was like, yo, holy fuck, I'm doing it. But like, damn. Oh man, just riding from there to like not South Beach, Pacific. I was like, damn. Yeah, my brother lived in San Diego and it was a crazy time.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm wild. I don't know. This brought me back to the old days. In essence, I couldn't do that. But weed is something that I want to tackle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Weed is something that everybody I think here obviously wants to tackle. A lot of people already do. I've got to be getting into indoor growing. I got my setup back here, and I've come from an outdoor grow. That's my experience. I've grown a lot of outdoor, but I've never really had great success with it. I always ended up with some kind of, bug or caterpillar or bud rot or something that would kill the plant every year. Don't know what I was doing. But I would get little very large plants out of it. I was doing pretty good, but I don't know. Either way, bottom line is switching to the indoor, and this seems to be something that you excel in pretty well.
That is my specialty, my area of specialty. Outdoor, I would love to do it. Outdoor, I grow veggies, non-cannabis stuff, but I'm not in the right climate or location to grow big outdoor plants. I would if I could, but like you said, man, there are so many uncontrollable factors with growing outdoor. I love my indoor. Like I really do. I love the control. There's no better light than the sun, so don't get me wrong there, but I love the control of indoor.
Yes. And that's the whole thing. Controlled environments are the key to I feel like, to get the best results. Yes, of course you can grow weed outside and it'll come out pretty good and you can be smoking it, and it's not gonna say it's bad, but like if you compare outdoor to indoor, and you just leave just by looking at it, I'm like, yes, I'm going 100% leaning towards indoor. You're not getting those really tight, dense buds when like outside, like you would indoor in a tent under the light. You know what I mean? And there's just a lot of things that it's just a totally different experience.
It is, and you can fit in more, more runs per year, which so you may wind up, if you have smaller plants, even though you're doing more runs, you may wind up with the same, if not more, yield at the end of the year as well. Particularly when you don't have to account for, got eaten by a deer or had caterpillar holes, and so it turned into bud rot. Indoor is great, and I kind of like short flowering varieties too for that same reason. Just kind of fit in more runs per year.
I love that. A lot of people, disagree, and that's great. Everybody's. I love to see everybody's got a preference when it comes to it.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying, to me, indoor, I feel like is it, which is why I'm really excited to get into this. And what made you start going? God, I just had a brain fart. What made you decide to take this public though? So you've been growing, you're doing pretty good. Now, what made you decide to turn this into a career though, full time?
Ooh, so it just started in the Washington medicinal days. So about 12 years ago, I started a group called Seniors MMJ Network. And again, I was just really trying to reach out to seniors because they've got the reefer madness brainwashed. They could benefit the most.
Okay.
And
I was
they're
gonna
not
say
aware. Yeah, they're not aware of, like all the possibilities. They think you have to smoke, smoke the ganja, and that couldn't be farther from the truth.
right.
But it's almost like I'm a dreamer or whatever, because old people really don't have money and they don't really consume a ton of weed, but I wanted to educate them. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Right.
And that's where it started. And then I just brain farted on the original question because I do that when I get passionate about something. I'm like, I loved that part. But what was the second part?
What made you decide to turn it into a full-time career?
Thank you. The
Yeah.
opportunity. So I've always kind of studied it. I've always been interested in it. I always want to know the why behind what it does. Like with the audio engineering, I was already making music. I already thought it sounded pretty good, but I wanted to know why when I turned that knob, it did exactly what I wanted to do. And you can appreciate, like the milliseconds delay of echo, chorus, and reverb, just those
Right.
little nuances bring things out. So I've always continued to learn. And the Future Cannabis Project has been around for about 7 years. It's a channel on YouTube. It's a great channel. And they have really good speakers or really good people on there, educated. Peter, the guy who runs it, brings in a lot of just like actual proper scientists, a lot of like leaders in the industry. And I'd always be in the chat kind of like either like asking questions or answering questions.
Yeah.
And he kind of saw like, you're on point. So why don't you do your own show? I'll give you the space to do it. And I was like, okay. I kind of thought about it because I was already on a lot of forums, like doing as much helping with new growers as I can through forums. Because you also learn too, like it's one thing to know the information, but to be able to like recite it or teach it, that's a whole nother level of understanding.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I like to try to challenge myself to do that. And Peter, he gave me the opportunity and I came on like a couple of shows, but I was an icon. I was just like a little icon. Then he's like, man, you're going to have to show your face if you want to do this. And I thought about it for a while, but then I did. So I wound up showing my face. I think it's like 2020 or maybe 21 is when I first showed my face. And then started my own channel. And I so on a trip to Amsterdam, went to Sensi Seeds, met one of their guys. We stayed in touch for a while. About a year and a half later, he's like, hey, I want you to write for me. ILGM subsequently after that saw a lot of my videos, saw some of the Sensi Seeds stuff I did, and like, hey, we want you to write for us. And then Skunk Magazine. So
yeah,
that's how it kind of
opportunities.
Yeah, I can't say no to an opportunity, which is hard because I'm busy all the
you
time.
do seem like you're a man of many trades. You're a natural performer, obviously. So it was a logical like next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get in front of the camera. It's a little bit weird. I always say too, and this is what I think has helped me throughout my life, and I see helped a lot of other people's life. I would still be doing the exact same thing if nobody was looking. I am blessed and fortunate and honored that people are looking right now, but I would still be doing it. So like, I'm just on the mission and it's cool to be able to have an audience.
That's education. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Would you say your some will say expertise it comes from this experience, or did you have somebody who was like really crucial into showing you the way?
Well, it showing me the way came later. I already had started growing, kind of self-taught. Now, I didn't talk about it to really neighbors, or I didn't talk about it much with my other grower friends. Everybody has their own thing going on. 3 could keep a secret if 2 are dead. Yeah. So I didn't really talk about it. I'd never had a mentor as far as growing. But when I left, when Rain actually sold their company in 2016 to a company that now owns like all of the names in the DJ world. But anyhow, because I was so specialized, I was actually a properly trained audio engineer. The owners of Rain set it up to where anybody in the company, if you were specially trained, the new company has to pay for 2 years of school. And that was my chance to go back and do whatever I wanted. So I chose sustainable agriculture and small farm systems. So that's where I took my kind of learning to the next level. And that not only just kind of what you learn, but it taught me how to learn, how to research, where to look, what to do, because I was never a good student in school. I went to an alternative school because I got kicked out of a bunch. So I really learned a lot of like how to like just further things there.
Yeah. You know what? And now look at you though. You're honestly, anytime someone says Chad Westport, it's like everybody's like, oh, Chad. Oh, like everyone's like, oh, you're Chad. You know, Chad's gonna be on this show. Chad's doing this now, like, you know, and you got the Twin Peaks Cannabis you're rolling with now, which is a really dope, awesome company you got. And I feel like things are going crazy for you. How is that going with Twin Peaks right now?
Things are going good. Like, so the Twin Peaks thing, I've been releasing genetics under that name. I've been doing that for probably 3 years now. Really slow on it. It's been 1 a year. This will be, I'm going to have 2 a year because there will be a release coming up in the next couple of weeks. But I just really, again, size and the scale doesn't allow me to do as many projects with as many numbers as I want. So what I could accomplish in one run with a big facility where I was used to working is going to take me 2 or 3 with what I currently have. And that's fine. And I'm willing to do the proper work, or at least wait it out to see results before putting things out there. So that's why it's been a little bit slow rolled. But earlier this year, I released the Westport's Posse, which is S1 of Westport's grape juice. That's like my signature strain is the Westport's grape juice. It's a fun one. I've been working with that for years. I have one other friend that I gave a cut to out on the East Coast. Shout out to the Grow Space Killer in Massachusetts, the Dabadoo. The Dabadoo. He took second place with the Hachimaki grape juice in the last Dabadoo event in Massachusetts, which was rad. It's his combination. It's a blend of his 818 headband with my Westport grape juice. Now they're separate plants. He makes rosin from both, and then he blends that rosin. It's amazing. So it's doing good.
Man, that's a great strain too.
Great strain. I love that. And his 818 headband.
How do you do all this, man? I don't understand. Like you got the show, the YouTube, you're doing all this, you're making genetics, you're growing weed, you're educating people. Where the fuck do you find the time for yourself?
I enjoy what I do, which is awesome. And you know, I did actually just take a 3-week vacation, which was working as well because I brought my laptop. We have internet, but I limited it. But I love what I do. Like, I wake up with a passion. There's so much more that I want to do right now. Like, if there were 48 hours in a day, I would get more done. But I also like sleep, so I get normal sleep every day. I'm not like some of my friends who can go off of like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and just naturally be functioning. I'm like, nah, bro. I need my 8. So I do that, but you know, it's like I have a passion for it, and I'm always just trying to progress, always trying to do something new. So many ideas in my head, but I keep a detailed calendar. Like my breeding projects, what I want to do, what I'm going to run next. I'm like 2 years ahead already. So I just need to stick to the plan.
There you go. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Listen, as long as you're ahead, you're making it happen. That's what matters.
Yes. I try. I try, man.
I want to switch over to growing stuff because I think I love to hear about the backstory, but I also have a lot of questions, and I also want to let the phone lines open up for let people call in and ask you, and I'll get your, get the expertise, educate the people. I know a lot of people want to talk to you, and a lot of people are really excited. So, I see you got the Spider Farmer 10. Is that the 2x4? You got the new one?
I do. I've got a 4x4 behind me, but I also got the new 2x4 sitting in front of me right now.
Oh, nice.
I like to seedling, clone, and veg in that 2x4, and then I can break stuff off into the 4x4s for flowering.
I wish that I had gone with a bigger size. I started here with a 2x4 thinking I did not have room. But now that I'm like sitting here looking at it behind me, I'm like, I could have fit a 4x4 behind me. It would have been fine. It would have been fine. I would have had a room. But you know what? Regardless, I got this 10. I'm thinking to myself, how many plants am I going to start with in there? Right? I get a lot of different answers. right? So I want to ask you, what would you do 2x4 to brand new? What would be the perfect amount of plant for this? 2, 3, like depending on the size pot, like what would your answer be for me?
Yep. So genetics always play a part, whether they're going to be tall or whether they're going to be bushy. But typically 3. You could get 3 average size plants in there. You can go more if you do like shorter veg time. You can run 8 or 9 in there.
True.
You're probably going to keep them in 1 gallons. You're probably going to do, maybe after it actually starts growing, after the first set of first true leaf is the 5-fingered ones.
Yep.
Couple weeks after that, if you flip, then it gives you a good chance. But if you reduced the number and let that veg for another 2 or 3 weeks more, you're probably going to have about the same yield. So if you want to go with like a little bit more variety, which I like variety.
Me too.
Maybe you go smaller pots, quicker veg, smaller plants, but you have more variety at the end of the day. If you find something that you really like, you could put 2 really big ones in there. But, 3 is my general answer for a 2x4.
Yeah. There's a bunch of 1 gallon. Yeah, that's a great idea. I never even thought about that. That never in my mind would I have thought of I could even do that many in there like that. But like, you're right. Like, how many weeks would you say for veg and then before I would flip with that?
Yeah. After you get your first set of true leaves, maybe 2. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that. Don't let it get taller than 8 inches. Usually maybe it's 6th or 7th node by that point. Again, genetic dependent.
Yeah.
But you'll start them when they're about here, and they'll probably finish off about here. If it gets super humid in there or everything is overlapping and they're touching, defoliation always helps kind of bring humidity down a little bit.
Yep.
But that's kind of a secret technique of small scale pheno hunting. There's a lot of people talk about scrog, which is screen a green. We always see the nets and, just trellis things out. You basically make one plant really big. It all started with sea of green, which is SOG. And that's basically a ton of little plants in 1 gallons, and you cut off all the branches. So it's basically just a stalk with a big cola.
Whoa!
Back in the day, the sea of green. So back in the day, you could fit a couple hundred plants in a small area. And if every, plant grows at least an ounce cola on it, and you flip it right away, so it turns over really quick, it gives you more yields per year equals more weight per year. That's one way people used to do it. So that's how you can do
1 ounce colas
easily. Yeah, easily.
No way. Just one big 1 ounce bud.
Like a football.
Fuck off. No way.
Yeah.
I need to see this for myself. No fucking way.
Sea of green. Yep. Sea of green. It's an old technique. The reason why screen of green came in and became more popular is because when you were in sea of green, if you got busted, you got plant counts. And sea of green takes a lot of plants to equal that. And you used to get sentenced not on what the plant or the bud actually weighed. You got sentenced on what they say one plant will yield. So if you're just growing a 1 ounce plant, but they're saying, one plant yields 2 pounds, you're getting sentenced 2 pounds for every 1 ounce plant you have. And that made a big deal. So people moved away from that sea of green, got more into the scrog, because you can turn one plant in just a freaking monster. You're like, Judge, it was only one plant.
T-Roy, did you know this was possible? Because this is news to me.
Yes.
I'm fucking mind blown right now.
So that's it. But that's a good pheno hunting technique.
Well, it looks like on top of a fucking plant.
I'm just picturing this big fucking bud. I remember Cece showed me the picture of hers, and she had these buds on top of hers that looked like the size of 2-liter bottles.
Yeah,
this is no fucking lie. Yeah, that's incredible to me.
The baby arm. There we are. It's the baby arm. You're just growing a whole bunch of baby arms in there. But that's a great way to do a small scale pheno hunt. Instead of growing out big bushy plants, just sea of green everything. And then you're going to have, less yield, but that helps you select because you can run maybe 20 in the space where you would normally run 4. helps.
Yeah, that's a concept I had never even thought of. Sea of green. I was about to go down. I always pictured a sea of green, and I was like, oh yeah, look at all the plants. It's just like one nice even canopy. You know, like I never realized it was like fucking 20 plants in a 4x4 with 1 ounce nugs at the top. Fuck. What? Imagine just 1 ounce of like every good terrain you want. I mean, I would be happy as fuck for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I need to learn.
In an eighth of the time to amass that much.
Yeah,
I'm saying this is ridiculous.
It goes by quickly, like it really does. So that's because again, you're flipping it quick. A lot of advantages to it, but again, the biggest disadvantage was getting busted because they sentence you by plant count. Doesn't matter if it's a big plant or a small plant; it's still a plant to them. So that's why it kind of went out of favor.
It makes sense, though. Yeah, I can see why that would be the case. But for me, I don't know, man. But here's my next question for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Preference: photo or auto? What would you rather run on your if it's you?
Yep. I would say from my experience, photo. Only because I've run less than 5, if not 5 autos in my entire growing career.
Oh shit!
So I haven't given a fair chance. Availability. So again, when I was growing and earlier on working with genetics, people didn't even have fem. It was always like a male and a female cross. So you'd always just get regular seeds. And I wasn't really buying from seed banks. I didn't have access to, go into a store and pick up a pack of autos. So it wasn't as accessible to me. Now, as the years have gone by in the last few years, people have given me, things that they've worked on, some different autos, and I've popped a few. The few that I popped were from kind of generic European seed banks. They look great because they always grow nice, big, fat freaking colas. Like I can almost tell what's an auto and what's not just by looking at the finished plant. But from what I understand, and good growers that I trust, autos have come a long way. Like some of them grow them almost exclusively. I know a lot of outdoor growers, especially the commercial guys, they love them because they could plant them early in the season. They could harvest them while their, regular seeds are midway or just starting to flower. So they get 2 harvests per year. So outdoors, it's really, really handy.
Okay, all right. I like that. A lot of people tell me that the photo is the way to go because you have more room for error, especially if you're a new grower.
You absolutely do. And that's usually, if a new grower asks me, should I grow photo or auto? I usually do say photo just because, with auto, you're preventing having to set a timer. That's basically it.
Literally.
But with the photo periods, you can make mistakes. You can give things time to recover. You can experiment. You can also clone it. Like I'm after the ultimate medicine for myself because I know it'll be for other people. And if I found it in an auto, I would be so bummed because I'll never get that back again. You'll never get it back. You'll never get it back.
Never get that one. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, that hurts.
See, I never even thought of it like that. That's such a good point. That's an amazing point. Answer a lot of good questions there. I want to open up the phone lines too, so I want to give other people a chance to call in, say what up to you, take a rip with you, ask questions, whatever they might have. You guys, 860-384-7110. That's 860-384-7110. Call in now. Chad Westport, live on To Be Blunt on this Thursday night. We're getting close to the end of the show. I always like to open up the phone line for our guests and let them get some good calls in. And if I have any doubt in my mind, at the very least, we're going to hear from the crippled cannabis cowboy for sure tonight. Because he already
that would be awesome.
He already messaged me this afternoon. He's like, "Oh, you're having Chad on? I fucking love Chad." And I was like,
I hope he calls tonight. I hope he calls. I feel like that author at the bookstore with the book signing that nobody came there for, just like sitting with his little pen and his stack of books, like, please come over. I don't
have any doubt in my mind that it's gonna happen. There's no doubt.
I'll bet that he's one of the first two if it happens.
There is also a delay, so by the time it reaches them, it's like a 30-second delay in between.
Yeah.
So it's possible, you know. But yeah, I don't doubt it. He was already in the chat earlier, and he was so hyped for you to be on. It's awesome.
Well, I'm stoked. Yeah. Thank you for, again, bringing me on and giving me the chance to answer these questions. I love the opportunity to try to share what I know when I can. And I often take a lot away from it myself. Just, ooh, yeah, that is really the best way. Or I learn new stuff all the time too. Cause a lot of us, especially with like outdoor growing, you're probably doing things that just seem common knowledge to you that me just starting to grow outside, I'd be like, you do what? Oh, genius.
Yo.
There's a lot of things we just do instinctually that aren't in a, cannabis encyclopedia book somewhere.
See, that's exactly it. There's a lot of things you learn from experience, and there's a lot of things you just can't find in a book. And trust me, I've been gifted all the infamous ones that you would need to for my wife or my in-law or something. You get those the weed, the marijuana growing guides and all that shit, and you're just like, oh yeah, I've read through all of them, but you know what? Half the time you're never ever gonna get that same result. It's always gonna be something different. Oh, here we go. To be blunt, what's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name? Where are you calling from? To be blunt.
Connecticut, the crippled cannabis cowboy.
I knew it. I knew he was gonna call in.
Hell yeah, dude! I've been waiting like a fucking phone on speed dial and shit.
Hell yeah.
What's going on, Adam?
Yo, man, I'm fucking hanging out, watching your show. What's up, Chad?
Chilling, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for supporting the show. They were right. They said you were gonna be the first one in line, dude. So that is freaking awesome. You pulled it through. I'll smoke to that. I'll smoke with you.
I fucking love it. Dude, I love your show. Actually, dude, I'm going to do that whole Sea of Green thing. I love growing. I'm severely disabled, so all I could do is have tents around my fucking bed. That's the only thing I love about, this. And I got
So
one
sick.
tent right now. I just went in there, looked. I'm like, they've been vegging for like a month. Yeah, I can flip them. Let me flip them over right now. And thanks to you, I'm just going to flip them shits. And I like that variety thing you were talking about.
But thank you. Like, again, when you're searching for medicine, or even if you found things, like I absolutely have jars in my drawer that I want in the morning. I also have jars in the drawer that I want in the evening. I can mix them at any time if I want, but having that variety kind of lets me go for what I'm looking for at the moment. And yeah, when you're using it medicinally, that can be an important thing. It can serve many different needs for different people. So it's awesome that you're using it in that way. And yeah, just being around the garden, being able to stare at it, be able to look at it, that's medication in itself, man. It's meditative to me. I spend way too much time staring blankly at my plants, but I'm observing, I'm soaking it all in, even if I don't know what it means in that moment.
Are you the kind of guy that will talk to your plant and have like a full convo with them?
Maybe.
I do. I gotta admit, I fucking do.
Oh, Adam, I already know. I had no doubt about that. I don't doubt that at all. You seem like the kind of guy who's got the passion that he would love to, like you wake up, hey, good morning, everybody. You know what I mean?
Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. How you doing?
Hey, baby, how you looking today? Yeah, man.
It's to the level of like, do you close the door when you cut the branches off so the others don't see?
Oh yeah, dude. The funniest part is I'll start a seedling, get it all nice and healthy, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm growing you to just chop your fucking head off and chop your arms off." I'm like the evil guy. I feel like a mad scientist because I'm disabled. I have to keep my plants small, so I do all this weird shit with them to keep them low. And I'm kind of bad.
What kind of weird shit are you doing, Adam?
I love it.
What kind of weird shit are you doing?
Peasy.
Oh God, man. I do the super cropping, the low stress training, high stress training, cloning, topping, thinning, fucking electric
Whoa,
mucin. I don't know.
whoa. Time the fuck out. Wait a second.
There it is.
That was definitely not suitable for work.
Dude, I would definitely be considered an evil plant guy because some of this shit I do.
I
Hey,
can tell.
at the end of the day, we all kill every single plant. So no one's better than the other.
People are like, yo, I can't believe it's so evil. And I'm like, yo, you gotta kill that thing to smoke it anyway. What the fuck?
Jesus.
So that took a morbid turn. But no, seriously. One other thing you could do, which may help in flower, lower light levels in veg. Kind of can help kind of prolong things sometimes if you're like getting backed up. If you're waiting to go into another tent, or if you're just trying to keep them short, you don't have to pump them super hard with light in the veg period. So maybe that's something else that can help you. And then when you bump it up in flower, they're like, "Oh, thank you."
That's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Dude,
That's
a good point. I have 5 plants at about 400 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd leave it there 400.
How far away from the top is it?
18 inches, 20 inches.
Okay, yeah, for veg, that's usually how I roll. I get it closer in the flower, but for veg, I kind of back off. That is a trick that I use because, again, the 2x4 seeds, clones, and veg, I then break them off into the 4x4s for flowering. But when those 4x4s are flowering, I got to keep that clone I just took suspended in animation for 60 days until the tent opens up. So a lot of training and light levels is something else that helps. But I push it. Working commercially, you know how tight and dense you can actually get a canopy. So I tend to push it past home grower levels.
Yeah, I like that. Push it to
nice.
the edge.
I'm slightly confused on something you just said. What do you mean suspended animation for the clone? Because they got clones on fucking tent right now.
Yep. It was kind of funny. As I said that, I'm like, oh, that could be confusing because sometimes suspended animation, a lot of people are talking about tissue culture, which is kind of like suspended animation. So it was good catch. It was actually a poor choice of words. What I should have said was I need to keep it at a controlled growth pace because I have to keep it from that clone to get into the flower in about 60 days. So that's another thing. I know that my strains root very good. They're fast, they're strong, my keepers that I work with. So I can kind of roll the dice a little bit and take my clone as I put it into flower. If you're working with something for the first time, because I'm not really a big fan of re-veg, although re-vegging would work, I prefer not to do it. Re-vegging is just, again, taking a flowering plant on that schedule, bringing it back into the veg cycle.
Right.
So, usually you would want to take your clone a week or two ahead of putting it into flower so you know that it has roots before it goes in. But again, I want that extra 2 weeks, so I take them just right as I put them into flower. So yeah, suspended animation, bad choice of words there.
Awesome. I'm so excited. I'm like slightly starstruck. Don't mind me.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'll smoke one with me. And dude, thank you for growing and thanks for calling.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you, PCCT Roy. And until next time.
Thanks, Adam. The crippled cannabis cowboy.
My God.
Yeah, it's rad to have good people like that supporting the show.
Hell yeah. I'll leave the lines open. I'll put it back on the screen if you do want to call in and talk to Chad. 860-384-7110. We'll take a couple more and then we're gonna wrap it up. Chad, soil or synthetic? What are you running?
I run an organic soil. I'm actually running a custom blend that I've been working on. It should be available. What's that?
Is there bugs in this custom blend? Because that's where I draw the line. Okay.
No. Yeah.
All right.
You know, as far there's there's multiple levels of organics you can go, and I do not like the creepy crawly, like my soil shouldn't be moving type of organic growing. Yeah, I do the custom soil blend from Kiss Organics, and then I do Kiss Organics dry amendments on top.
Okay, I like that. We're gonna talk more about that in a second. To be blunt, what's your name? Where you calling from? Sir, can you turn on the background noise?
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. Now I can hear you.
How's that?
So much better.
It's Ford Wake Up, Pete.
Oh, what's going on? Oh man, you're breaking up a bit, bro.
What's that?
You're breaking up. Hella bad.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, you need that Wi-Fi connection is what you need.
Beep, 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 beep.
I got 420 out of it, which is one of the radder internet names. I will give him that.
Holy shit. Hold on. I'm going to call back for line. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Why did that part come through clearly and nothing else?
Right, that was out of everything. Literally out of everything it could have been. That's what came out. Boop, 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 boop. That's it.
Oh, that's freaking great.
Here we go. To be blunt, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Ford Wente calling from California.
Ford Wente, how's it going?
It's going, guys. How you guys doing?
As soon as you use your real voice, dude, it's just ain't going with the straight robot mode. Are you a cyborg?
Hello, thank you for calling. Put your number at the tone, and we'll get back to you just as soon as possible.
Why is it when he does the voices? It's so clear. It's so clear.
To have so much fun fucking with people back and just like and having them push prompts.
I can't. I can't hear a word you're saying, man. As soon as you use your regular voice, it's just gone. It starts chopping up like an old Michael Watts record.
Really?
Yeah, you sound like you chopped and screwed from Texas.
Nice. Well, I won't be shirtless through the car. I'm here smoking a bunch of homegrown fire and
I'm trying so hard right now. Dude, I literally can't hear a word you're saying. Like I would. It's not even any other words. Like every fourth. Weed.
Will talk.
Look at her cheeseburger.
Thank you. Hi.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I'm sorry your service is not great.
Well, it's on a phone.
I gotta keep moving. I couldn't even understand a word that was being said there. Ford Wendy, thank you for calling in. We love you here to me, but
I wanted to. Yeah,
Mr. Roboto. Chad, you start your clones off with the same nutrient quantities as the mother you took them from.
I start them, so I put them in an aero cloner. I use a little bit of a Clonex nutrient solution. It's not the gel that you dip it in. It's an actual solution. It's what I think I put 30 milliliters into 2 gallons. So very light nutrients. And then when it's rooted, I put it directly into the same soil that I use. So yes, there is a nutrient charge in the soil already, and I don't have to feed it for a couple of weeks. But usually after the first week, I do put my first top dressing layer on, because that's going to take about 2 weeks before it really is nutrients are available to the roots. Damn it. That's what I was trying to say. Plant available. Yes. So the mother has already been in that soil and it has already had numerous top dressings. So I would think that the mother has a little bit more of a nutrient load than the soil when I put that root clone into it. So hope that helps.
I hope that helps too.
Through that
At least we can hear you though, clearly.
Yes.
Chad, man, we're gonna have to do this again. We can do a whole part 2, man. You're just awesome. So cool hanging out with you, man. So cool. Had a lot of fun. And I appreciate you coming on. We wish you the best and nothing but success. But man, you gotta come back. You gotta do it again. We need a part 2.
I would love to. This went by quickly. Audience rocks. You guys both rock. And thanks again for the questions. I love the opportunity to try to spread some information.
Absolutely. Next time we'll take more questions and less interview. We'll switch it up. But make sure you check out Chad on Instagram at chad.westport, on YouTube at Chad Westport, www.chadwestport.com. Make sure you give our man a follow, like, subscribe. He's killing it on the YouTube platform. He's got a lot of great educational content for growers of all experience levels. So make sure you check that out, Chad. My man, we wish you nothing but the best. Have the best night, Brad. Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Dude, again, thanks for having me. Guys, check out the website, chadwestport.com. It's going to be No Joke November. Those genetics will be coming out here in just a few weeks. Plenty of pictures, plenty of tester info out there. One pheno from a guy who gave me this hat won a Growers Cup with one of the phenos already. There's 2 phenos. So tune in. Find out what they'll be. chadwestport.com, guys. Thanks again for having me. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. You guys have a good night. I'll see you on part 2.
Hell yeah, bro. Have a good night, brother.
All right. See you again.
Woo, T. Roy. We made it.
I'm smoke 2 joints tonight.
I'm not gonna lie, I lost my lighter. If someone gonna send me y'all got custom lighters, send them over. I'll put them on screen every fucking week. But I've had to dab my way through this show. I'm fucking wrecked right now.
Well, you're gonna end up with a box of 1,000 lighters.
Listen. Send them to me. DM me for address. I need all the lighters I can get, so I keep a box next to me. You know what I mean? So that's going on. Make sure you check out T-Roy, brandvisionco.com. Podcast. Hell yeah. All your social media needs and photography needs. All your needs. All the needs.
Packages, all of it.
Yo, big facts, yo. Hit them up. Also, 2B1podcast.com. You can find all the information on 2B1, all our latest videos, podcasts, blogs, reviews, everything. Make sure you check out the website. Follow us on all platforms at 2B1 Podcast. That's the number 2BEBLUNT podcast.com. Or not .com, that's it. Just 2B1 Podcast on all platforms. Man, I'm fucking stoned, yeah. North Atlantic Seed.com, our sponsor. Make sure you check them out. 2B110 promo code for 10% off your entire order. Check out their holiday box releases. They're special. Mephisto, Dirty Bird, all kinds of awesome breeders with select genetics in them. Pretty dope. Check out, you already know, North Atlantic Seed. We're off next week's Halloween, so I got to do trick-or-treating. So we ain't going to be here. But the following week, we're back with Kyle from Tropicana Extracts. You already know the deal. High show around. It's 2B1. And for everyone watching, thank you. We love you guys all in the chat. This shit don't happen without y'all. I appreciate everyone's support. Peace and love.
Everybody.
Everybody, goddammit. Everybody. Now I can stop the record. There we go. All right. Again, you guys are awesome. Y'all. Make sure you guys give us a follow, like, subscribe, smash the fucking like button, and just tell a friend. Tell a friend, you already know the deal. 2B1, have a great Halloween. You already know the deal. High show around. We out this bitch. Peace.
Let's go Vikings.
That's a good point. Make sure y'all check out the big Halloween party. Cortez going down on his stream because I won't be here. So make sure you give the homie a follow. Cortez the Conqueror. check out our page and we'll put a link up to the stream right in our website. So make sure you do that. Anyways, we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything tonight. Dealing with our craziness. We out of here. To be blunt. Peace.